The backhand slice approach shot. The backhand slice approach shot is taught in 4 stages: the setting up stage, the landing stage, the contact point, tracking and follow through. Setting up is when I'm just making sure I get prepared. The landing is not quite a 3-point landing, but I do step then hit, not like a step hit with a volley, but very similar to the other ground strokes. My contact point, I'm making sure that I'm making contact with the ball with my back almost turned. The swing is on the same side of my body. Notice that my racket face is vertical most of the time through the hit, and it's a banana-shaped swing. Notice that my arm is relatively straight right through contact, all the way through to follow through. Look at the banana swing from high, low, high. Great thing about approach shots is I can get as close to the net as possible. Remember, an approach shot means I'm approaching the net as I hit the ball. By recognizing a short ball, I can get in as close as possible. The slice approach shot enables me to get so much closer to the net for my first volley because I run through the contact. The difference is if I used a topspin backhand approach shot, I would have to stop just after contact to make sure I'm not pulling across the ball and not having a good shot. That sacrifices about 3 to 5 steps going into net. So I might have a nice topspin approach shot, might go in all the time. However, I'm a bit delayed getting to net. Another thing is the topspin pops up. The topspin on the ball pops up. The slice keeps the ball low, skids low. So somebody who's got a big looping backswing on their forehand, and I go slice approach down the line, they will struggle getting underneath the ball. So they very often will pop it up, making sure that my first volley coming into net is a nice easy put away. I can get closer to net. Remember, 3 feet from the net, I'm 130 degrees. Right on the service line, I only have 30. The first stage, setting up. That means just getting ready. From the ready position, the racket up, elbows in front, split step. I recognize that it's a short ball. I run first, then I turn second. Remember, the grip must be grip number 1. And I set up my back foot where my back foot is facing the side fence. Look how my left foot is now facing the side fence. I've bent it. My racket's up high. My left elbow is up high. And I have locked in a straight right elbow. I definitely have the grip change. So you see when my racket gets behind the ball, I pivot my body to the side. Remember, it's almost like my racket is pointing 45 degrees to the back fence, almost into the back corner of the tennis court. Here you see in real-time motion, putting it into context. The next stage is the landing stage. Not quite a 3-point landing, but close. It is divided into a few stages. The left elbow is away and up high. I have a straight right arm with a grip number 1. The back of my right shoulder is facing my opponent. I step, then I hit. Remember, the swing is high, low, high swing. And the swing stays on the same side of my body. Look how I'm stepping in. My right foot steps down. Make sure my foot is down before I make contact. Notice that the racket face is closed. My left elbow is up high. My fingers on the strings. It's make sure the racket face stays closed as long as possible. If I drop that elbow, the racket face would be facing up high. Notice I have contact. I'm coming down from high and I'm hitting the ball on the way down. I've already stepped before contact. It's very important that I step in contact. If I step as I'm moving in it, it's fine. We call that skating. That's fine. But as long as I'm running through the ball, really make sure that I coil my body and turn. It really helps keeping the body sideways when I hit. And that's why sometimes after contact, you'll notice I do a karaoke step where the left foot goes behind my right, making sure that my body is sideways. The contact point. Contact point, I have a firm wrist. Okay, the racket head is always above the wrist. Straight right arm away from the body. I don't want tennis elbow. My left elbow is pulling away to the back fence. Remember that you're squeezing your shoulder blades. You want to have a contact point as high as possible and you're hitting through the ball. If I let the ball drop too low, I'm worried about trying to get the ball over the net as well as in. I'm really trying to get to the ball as fast as possible and I'm running through and I really want to hit this ball deep. It's very important to hit your approach deep because that gives you more time to move into the net. If you hit it short, you're going to be in trouble. Tracking and follow through. Now, when you're tracking and follow through, when you're tracking the ball, the racket must be facing the target area as long as possible. It's a banana swing or a high-low, high-shape swing. My head remains still. I run through contact, and the racket, straight after hitting the ball, goes back to a ready position where my racket is chin height, getting ready for my split step. And just before Joanna hits this ball, you'll notice that I'm split stepping. Split step is when my 2 feet land on the balls of my feet. I'm moving in, my head is still, my racket is chin height, and I'm ready for the oncoming ball. Let's see the next clip where from the side. I'm hitting contact and the racket is tracking. You notice the racket is facing the ball as long as possible. I'm coming into it, racket up. You see Joanna's moving to the side, and then I'm going to be split stepping. Remember, the slice approach is a great shot because that ball stays low. People will struggle to lift the ball, therefore giving us a great opportunity to put away the ball.